Skin allergies and infections are some of the most common problems pet owners see in their pets. Take a look at this. This is little Quagmire, and this is Dylan, and of course our own Dr. Craig Fryer, who's the veterinarian here at the Murphy Road Animal Hospital. These are adorable little animals.
They're great, aren't they?
And we don't want to think of them scratching, licking their paws, but tell us about skin allergies and how can we recognize them?
So allergies in dogs are just as common as they are in humans. But where humans tend to have respiratory signs, animals tend to have skin issues, especially dogs. So that's how they present their allergies. And they can be allergic to just as many things as we can be. We seem allergic to house dust, carpets, grasses, pollens. It could be one thing setting them off or 20 different things setting them off. So it's just, sometimes it's really hard to know. But oftentimes when you think your animal may have an allergy, often there's other things going on as well. So we see bacterial skin infections, we see fungal skin infections, we see mange mites that get in their skin, fungal, all kinds of nasty things that will actually, they're opportunistic, but it may be the cause of the allergy, or it may be the result of the allergy, or it may just be a concurrent thing going on. So unless you treat all the underlying causes, you're not going to clear them up.
Well, how do we know then it's time to take our pet to the vet? If we see them scratching or whatever, when do we know? Is it time?
Well, it depends on how bad they're scratching. If it's, if you use I often use a itch score of 1 to 10, and 1 out of 10 where they're just itching occasionally, it's not a big deal. But if you've got a dog that's, 5 or 6 or above that's just itching all the time, sometimes they'll develop hot spots because they'll find a spot and they'll scratch on it. It makes it itchier, so it scratches them more. And I've seen some dogs, they'll create a big sore on themselves this big in just a matter of hours, because they just can't leave it alone. So, obviously if it's getting intense, we need to see them. And so what we typically do when we have them is we're gonna make sure there's, do skin scrapings to rule out there's no mange mites, do fungal cultures to rule out ringworm, because that's contagious to you as well. Okay, it's zoonotic, so it's something that's contagious from animals to humans. So we make sure that's not that. We're gonna look for parasites. So flea allergies in dogs. Typically you get a big bald spot back here where they're really itching all the time. And they get highly allergic to fleas. So you need to do really good flea control and tick control. And so we see food allergies as well.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yes, and it's not grains, and it's you shouldn't, saying I got to feed a grain-free diet is not the way to go. It's what the protein base or the carbohydrate base. So it could be a beef allergy, it could be a corn allergy, it could be a wheat allergy, it could be one of any of the above. So we use special hypoallergenic diets to rule that out.
I see.
And then there's great treatments for it. So, mange mites are treatable, fungal infections are treatable, bacterial infections are treatable. And if it's just plain allergies, well, there's different things we do. We use antihistamines just like they do in humans, but there's some great new drugs out now for dogs. So if you've got a really, we used to rely a lot on steroids, not really good for their bodies. Great new drugs. We've got Atopica is one. Apoquel is out. It's a wonderful drug. And now we also have monoclonal antibody therapy for dogs, where we're actually blocking the JAK kinase in the skin, which is causing the itch response. Works really well.
Okay. Well, our dog has a tendency to want to sometimes lick the paw.
Yes.
And it can be a little frustrating, but then there are days he doesn't lick it.
Right.
That's also something that might just be allergies, just like some days we feel worse with ours and some days we don't.
And when they're licking their feet, it's often just general atopy. They're out in the grass. They could have a grass allergy, something like that going on. So it can be, we see it seasonal as well.
I see. Wow. Well, so much good information. We want to point out that little Quagmire is for adoption.
Yeah, from Love at First Sight.
And you could, if you want to, of course, Love at First Sight is right across the street from the Murphy Road Animal Hospital here in Sylvan Park. And what a cute little...
And Dylan is not for adoption.
Dylan is not for adoption.
Dylan has a good home. Go with your baby. Yes.
Dr. Price, always, thank you so much for all the great information you give us.
My pleasure.
This segment sponsored by the Nashville Pet Emergency Clinic.